Ladies and gents, I'd like to issue a retraction. I have unfortunately misinterpreted the data. I'm wrong. You know, Doctor Who viewership data. I was just wrong. I've got to issue a retraction. I'm just an angry fan. I couldn't count. I couldn't compare this data set with the previous data set, and I've got to bow down to the overwhelming, unfathomable intellect of the critics. Obviously not. This person is a moron. So I spotted this, and I thought I would take a look at this, because actually, I mean, I've been pretty open and honest and objective about the viewership data. I mean, we have just seen an uptick from the weekend, like 600,000 people drop back on. It'll be fascinating to see what the carryover is, of course, to the BBC iPlayer. We still don't have Disney numbers, etc. But one thing which is absolutely undeniable is the fact that, yes, there might be overwhelming praise from critics. But if those reviews were going so well for the audience, you'd think that they wouldn't be blocking the reviews, would you? Which, if we take a look, where are these reviews from? Oh, sorry, what? The 14th? What? There's no more reviews from the 14th. The 14th? Wow. Why is that? If they're so good. Oh, wait. Just everyone's misinterpreting the data. Everyone's misinterpreting the data. Clearly this is well loved. Clearly Doctor Who just isn't abysmal. Clearly everyone loves it. It's just angry people on the internet. They just can't count. They can't look at the previous episodes, which had 10 million views, you know, and look at the new episodes, which have 2 million. That's just not happening. I mean, this is epic gaslighting at its finest. This is some of the biggest gaslighting I've seen for a while. For a while. So, yeah. Shall we take a look at this? Funny article. Thought this would be a good bit of fun today on Monday. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Turn the bell notifications on. And if you like what I do, support further via Patreon, which is linked down below in the description box. Why? Because we get big demonetization here. And you can support for as little as $2 a month, which is nothing. And if all of you did it, that would be great. So anyway, it's the first link down below. Support! This headline is absolute nonsense. But I want to direct your eyes to the stuff on the side. Latest news. Look at this absolute shit rag. Some fans criticise Kinberg's potential involvement with Star Trek because he's not worked with female directors. What? Seinfeld actor Michael Richards nearly 18 years after his racist outburst. I'm not racist. I mean, what is this nonsense? Seriously? Unbelievable. But let's get to the story at hand. Angry fans openly misinterpret Doctor Who viewership. I mean, yeah, this is a while ago. You know, it's 10 days old. But let's see what they've got to say, shall we? How are we openly misinterpreting the data? Sci-fi fans will know that Doctor Who is a brand series and a cult classic. The original series appeared in 1963 and has had several iterations since then, with the most recent 14th season premiering on May 11th on BBC and Disney, with some early previews on BBC iPlayer. The most recent series sees Fruity Gatwa take on over the role of the Doctor by becoming the 15th Doctor and Jodie Whittaker's successor as the programme's lead. The casting has caused a lot of controversy and backlash amongst fans, some of whom are so angry that they have resorted to misinterpreting viewership data and cast and crew statements. Oh, well, riddle me this. Shall we have a look? What's going on? Namely, after the first 2 episodes were released on BBC One, the viewership numbers were released by a couple of days later, which revealed that Space Babies, the first episode, was watched by 2.6 million viewers. Okay, so you're just confirming what everyone's been reporting. And that The Devil's Cord, the second, had an overnight audience of 2.4 million. And while these numbers are certainly low, They are not the complete numbers, as we're about to see. Oh, yeah? So... Okay, so what's your argument? These two are some of the lowest overnight numbers for the series. Right, yeah, they are. So that's what everyone's been saying. What? How are we misinterpreting? What? Only securing so Legend of the Sea Devils only securing an overnight audience of 2.2 million in 2022, thus setting an infamous record, which has actually been beaten by episode 3 of Doctor Who. But the viewership numbers from 2022 were correct and complete, as BBC was the only source where one could watch the series at the time. On the other hand, this time the series is available both on Disney Plus and BBC iPlayer for the first time. So many people had the opportunity to watch the series on these platforms. Disney Plus doesn't have a huge audience base in the UK. What are you on about? What does this mean? The numbers that were released reflect only the overnight viewers on BBC One and do not include streaming viewers, which means that they are incomplete. What? No one's saying they're complete, you spaz. There's certainly a small number of fans of the series who have opted to see the episodes via these platforms, so the low ratings are only partial and do not reflect the actual numbers, which are probably going to be released later. I mean, they have been. We've got them. They're bad. This, of course, hasn't stopped some angry fans, mostly conservatives. Oh no. Oh, the conservatives. The right-wingers. God. Anti-woke crusaders to label the series as dead. Mate, it's been dead since Jodie Whittaker. What are you on about? And also, it is dead. It was cancelled for more views than this. It was cancelled for more viewership than this. It had higher viewership and it was cancelled because it was bad. It is dead. Oh, here's some on the social networks. Oh. After the cast and crew told the old Doctor Who fans to stop watching in favour of the modern audience, the current season's 2-episode premiere received lowest overnight ratings in the show's history. I mean, that is wrong. The 3rd episode did, though. R.I.P. Doctor Who. Well, Doctor Who's totally unwatchable now. Maybe have a Doctor Who series again instead of a platform for gender politics and radical left-wing ideology. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a true statement. The Maestro is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen. No exaggeration. Oh no, someone shared their opinion. Oh, conservatives. Oh. Now, we have already reported that the series has been a victim of review bombing. Sorry, they're not even allowing reviews. What do you mean, review bombing? By angry fans who hadn't even seen an episode. At the same time, the critics are absolutely amazed by the new series. Oh my god, a left-wing series praised by left-wing critics. Whatever shall we do? Let's pop the rosé. Oh, let's get the champagne and Prosecco on the go. I mean, what are you talking about? Obviously, it's textbook. We know exactly what critics are going to love, generally speaking. And as we've reported, there are many fans who share their opinions. Yeah, not many though. But what about the claims from the comments above? Well, we've explained that the claim that the current show's 2-episode premiere received the lowest overnight ratings in the show's history is false. Firstly, the 2022 episode received lower ratings. Yes, and now the 3rd episode is lower than the 2022 episode. As for the claim that the cast and crew told the old Doctor Who fans to stop watching in favour of the modern audience, after some thorough fact-checking, we were unable to find any claim that pushes away old fans. Actually, that's a true statement. That's a true statement. It was a statement from, who was it from? I think it was from the Maestro, Jinx Monsoon, whatever the douche's name is, where they said, you know, if you don't want to watch it, that's fine. Go touch grass. There'll be 2 or 3 people that will take your place. That's a true statement. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but it's a true statement. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is just absolute garbage. Like I said, if this was going so well, you know, we have these figures here anyway. Oh, 4 million. 7 days. 7 days plus iPlayer. 4 million. Not quite the 10 million it used to hit, is it? Not quite. And also, bearing in mind, we now have a metric to work with. If Disney figures are not 6 million, which they should be, because that's, you know, people in the States as well, it should be 6 million, shouldn't it, right? should easily hit 6 million on Disney Plus. If it doesn't hit anywhere close to that, my God, it's bad. Because you're using the argument that people are watching Doctor Who on Disney Plus in the UK as well as the States. Now, if Doctor Who can hit 10 million just in the UK on the BBC, right, overnight, which is it has done, your argument is now invalid if Disney Plus doesn't hit the bare minimum of 6 million. It should smash 6 million views. Smash 6 million. It's not gonna though, is it? It's not gonna. I mean, look, I'll be honest if it does, but I don't think it's gonna. So, anyway, this is nonsense. These articles are trash. And we get stuff like this all the time. But I thought I would touch on this because it's funny. The Radio Times did something very, very similar where they were like, Doctor Who, that's not the full picture. They've not released another article when the full picture has actually been revealed. Because they were like, oh, they haven't released the iPlayer numbers. Well, they have now. Where's your article? Oh, wait, you're not going to, are you? Anyway, Doctor Who is dead. Demonstrably so. And the comments, my God, some of the comments are funny. R.I.P. Doctor Who. Cry harder. The producers of this trash file are crying because no one's watching it. This is true. It's not even bad. Stop using the word woke just because you don't like something. It's ridiculous and makes you look foolish. It is woke, though. Angry fans, despite praise from critics, because the critics are always right in the guiding light. Is this a religion? They literally said that the new series isn't for you, referring to straight white men. Yeah. Review bombing. Oh, stop trying to spin it so hard as a success. It's not. Ah, so funny. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear it. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.